friends. Hey, fam. Here we are in the brand new 2022 Winnebago Rebel. I just signed the paperwork this morning over at General RV here in Salt Lake City. Came back to the hotel I was staying at, grabbed my oversized bags that had a few essentials in it, and have just spent the last hour or so kind of putting things together. Thought I'd share with you that based off everything I learned on the forum, I did some mods already. I've got my center speaker disconnected so the stereo sounds better. I've installed my Pro Clip mount for my iPhone so I can use CarPlay and have it mounted without bouncing around the cabin. And then just, a handful of other things. Super excited about this rig. The slight changes that looks like they've made the 2022 are worth it. The seats are really nice, lumbar support. That's motorized. Of course, they swivel. This bench seat, what they call the dinette, is super comfortable. Yeah, everything so far is just going swimmingly. So I'll be doing a little bit more of a walkthrough as I get things settled in. We're going to be heading out today to probably head into Idaho, do a little bit of road trip up to Boise, over to Bend, Oregon, and then eventually I'll make my way back to Seattle. So very much looking forward to seeing you guys on the other side. Well, good morning. Night one in the van complete. Pretty interesting to sleep in here for the first time. So, got a hotel since it's my buddy and me driving the van back. He stayed in the hotel room. I slept out here. I got down into the upper 30s, I think, low 40s last night. Had the heater set on like 60. Stayed toasty warm in here. Everything was good. Sorry, I got a little shadow there. But what I'm learning very quickly about living out of the van is you need to be organized, which suits me pretty well, actually. So, just a real quick tour for everybody. If we go back here to the back, you can see, turn all the lights on here, we've got our bed, which has been put up. The nice thing is you don't really need to do much with that. And then down here is the garage. Turn some lights on here. And this is where the bed. But this space down here is a changer, as far as I'm concerned, because you can store all your kit back here. Maybe looking at turning that into more of a lounge space. We've got the galley, which of course has my contact lens solution and toiletries. We've got our control panel. An incredibly comfy bench seat, as I mentioned. Table, and then of course you've got the cockpit, as we have decided to call it, and the rotating chairs, which is really, really great. So, lots of cool stuff. Still figuring out how to do things. I made the mistake yesterday of trying to turn on the AC while I unloaded groceries, and it ramped up too fast and tripped my inverter, which I knew in the back of my head it would, but I did it anyhow, and that was kind of dumb on my part. But really enjoying it so far. This thing is fun to drive. You probably couldn't tell from the driving video yesterday. We were coming across Idaho, and I think we had probably 50 to 70 mile an hour crosswinds. It was really, really bad. Everybody was all over the road. And doing the suspension upgrade, which happens the first weekend of June, I think is a must do based on everything that I've heard. So really interested to get that done and then try a long commute to whatever location after that. That should be pretty interesting. But anyhow, just a quick update. We'll talk to you guys a little bit on my way back to Seattle. Just a quick overview of driving the Winnebago Revel, built on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis. By and large, it's a really good experience for a vehicle this large, this heavy. I don't know, it's like 9,500 pounds loaded. It drives really, really well. I am interested in how it will change when we get the suspension upgraded down in Bend in a couple of weeks. The drive from Salt Lake City to Boise to Bend, lots of side winds, really felt that. Had to fight the van quite a bit, which was pretty exhausting. So everything I'm reading and I'm seeing on YouTube and talking to Jeremy at Matrix down in Bend, that should significantly enhance the handling of the van as we're doing long distance driving. And since I intend on heading out to the Midwest, probably back to Kansas, that's going to be pretty important because wind is always a factor. Anyhow, van drives great. It's comfortable when I'm not fighting side winds. I don't have any complaints about it at all. Slightly underpowered, but a real pleasure to drive. Still figuring out all the Mercedes systems. You know, the manual was 700 pages or something of material that covers every van in the line, so I'm not really sure what some of the beeps and boops are doing when it's yelling at me. But by and large, really, really, really good. So, if you have any concerns about driving a van like this, don't. Really easy to drive, and I would actually almost prefer, I think, to drive this than maybe even my Jeep Gladiator, which has its own unique characteristics. If you've driven Jeeps, you know what I'm talking about. So, like the Sprinter van, drives well, makes getting out on the road a real pleasure, especially since I've got a kitchen and a bathroom and a bed in the back. It's kind of just a little bonus. So, just quick impressions. I'm sure I'll have a little bit of an update in a few weeks after we get that suspension upgraded, and I'll let you know how that goes. So, see you on the flip side.